Hey everyone, this is Deepak Patel, and in this video, I want to talk about something extremely important for financial advisors and investment advisors. So if you're anybody who focuses on selling financial solution to help people achieve financial freedom, then this video is going to be extremely important. So what I like to talk today is a big thinking strategy and how do you strategically think about client acquisition and why thinking in this way have a potential to completely change where your practice and go in the next few years. Now, the reason I help financial advisor and when I made the decision to focus on the niche of financial advisor is because I found that the only way I can help individuals achieve financial freedom is by helping somebody who does that. And the person who lives and breathes to help other people achieve financial freedom is financial advisor group, right? And that made sense. And because I'm an investor myself, um, I can relate to those people. I've been in business, I've been in sales, and I look at numbers, I look at investments, I look at returns, and I'm an investor myself. So there's a lot of things that made sense. Now the hard truth is, if you're an advisor, um, what I found was majority of the advisors were not making enough money, right? So this is the irony. While advisors are helping other people achieve financial freedom, majority of the advisors don't have enough income and they don't have enough financial resources to become financially free themselves. And when I saw some statistics on that, it was really concerning. And when I then looked into why that was happening, well, it was happening because people could not get enough clients. So if you're an advisor and if you're not able to get enough client, chances are you will not be an advisor for long term. You will have to leave being an advisor, which then becomes a problem because financial literacy is a big problem. And if the only people who can help people achieve financial freedoms are advisors, and if they can't stay in business because they're not getting client, then we got a pretty big problem in our hand, right? And that's kind of my purpose and mission, if you will, for my business and what I do today. And when I simplify it to as to how can I help and what is the root cause, the root cause is advisors were not able to get enough clients. That was pretty much the main thing. And if you look at one level down, advisors get clients through meetings, which means they were not getting enough meetings booked with people who need help. So that's what I do. I help advisors get more meetings. And what I like to talk today is a strategy that can help you and your practice significantly change in the next coming few years. And it's a very simple view, and it has taken me a lot of experimentations working with people to really come up with this view. And it's a very powerful view that I like to give it to you in this particular video. Because if you look at what's happening today with social media, we got a lot of social media. We have changing human behaviors and how people interact and buy. We have technology innovations with big data, a lot of automations, a lot of artificial intelligence and all that. And I come from technology industry. So if you look at all those trends that are happening, it really impacts your ability to get client in a positive way if done correctly. And it can be a drag, and you can really not take advantage of entire phenomena that are happening in the industry if you don't do some of the things that I'm talking about. Okay, so let me simplify for this what this means to you. So if you're an advisor today and if you're not getting enough client and if you want more client, then you want to think like this. So first of all, there's extreme power in social media. However, there's a lot of complexity in social media. There are more new mediums coming up and you will get distracted and not be focused. So what you want to do first of all is to really select few platforms. The two platforms that I highly recommend that you use is number one, LinkedIn, and number two, Facebook. That's about it. You can pretty much end your social media knowledge just with those two platforms. And I personally just use those two platforms. I do not use anything yet. Okay, there's a little bit of a Google, YouTube and all that you can do, but you don't need to do any of that because advisors are constrained by compliance, right? So just ignore Twitter, right? Don't even bother about Twitter. I know that's approved and allowed by most advisory firm, but just get rid of that. Focus on LinkedIn and Facebook. So those are two things. Now, the strategy, the big thinking that I want to give you in the video that I refer to was you want to start your client acquisition process with using LinkedIn because it's cheaper, faster, better. You can very quickly get started. You can literally get clients and meetings within like 2 days, right? You won't perhaps get client in 2 days, but you can at least get meetings within 2 days. I have people who work with me, start working with me in the program, and once they start and get everything organized, I have people who got meeting within the first 24 hours, and some people get within the first few days. And I use the same method to get meetings. So it works well. Okay, so LinkedIn is a great way to get meetings. So you want to start with LinkedIn because it's faster, better, cheaper, right? That's number one. Number two, and LinkedIn will get you going, and if you really do it well in few months, you should be able to get at least 20, maybe 25 meetings of LinkedIn. Okay, you probably can even push to like 30 if you do a lot of multi-step approach on LinkedIn that I have put in place for my practice, and I help advisors do that. But on the low end, just with doing some simple messaging and all that, you should be able to get 5 to 10 meetings per month, right? So that's the number one. It's faster, it doesn't cost you any money. Like, you may have to buy the LinkedIn premium subscription, but it's still pretty cheap, worth every penny. But even on free, you should be able to do something and get meetings, right? So you don't need to buy even the premium subscription to get initial few meetings. But then obviously you should invest in your business like a good business person, and it's the lowest investment you can make. So that's number one. Number two, now LinkedIn can get you 20, 30 meetings, and it can get you, if you do LinkedIn correctly, you might get 10 to $15 million in asset per year. Maybe slightly more, maybe slightly less, depending upon everything else, right? So that's number one. But if you really want to kick it up the notch, and if you want to think about long term, and if you have a desire to get to $100 million asset practice as quickly as possible, then Facebook would be your best friend. Now, if you work for a firm that does not allow the use of Facebook, then unfortunately you cannot use, and you should not use Facebook, and then you won't be able to take advantage of this strategy. But I do know that a lot of firms are now allowing people to do Facebook. Now again, let me be clear. On Facebook, there are two things you can do. Number one, organic. Organic is where you're not paying for paid advertising, and you're just using it to connect with people and message and get meetings. And that works well. You can get some meetings. But if you really want to grow your business and put it up in the fast kind of a track, then advertising, paid advertising is the right way to go. Now, Facebook advertising platform is one of the most complex platform out there. I run Facebook campaigns for some clients. It costs them a lot of money per month, and my fees are very high to do that. So it's not advisable for advisors, and they probably most likely cannot afford to spend that kind of money, right? So I understand that. But as you start with LinkedIn, and this is a strategy, start with LinkedIn because it's cheaper, faster, better, get some client, and now start to invest some of the money. Start with like $10 a day budget on paid advertising. Do it correctly, don't do it yourself. Work with somebody who knows it, right? Do not touch Facebook. If you had a choice to take your $10 bill and burn it, or put it in Facebook advertising, I would burn it, because at least it will save you time, because Facebook will not only take the $10 but also take a lot of time from you. So why waste money and time? Just waste money, right? So if you have a lot of money, just burn it. Don't go to Facebook unless you know what you're doing, and unless you have some support from somebody who really knows what they're doing. So don't go and work with people who are going to offer you like $300-400 to do Facebook ad a month and all that. Do not do that, because they will burn the $10 plus the $400-500 they're going to charge you per month. Even though it might look like a lot of money to you, it is a very small amount of money to do good Facebook advertising. But again, the strategy should be get clients through cheaper, faster mechanism like LinkedIn. Start investing into Facebook with a small budget, and slowly increase your budget as you grow your practice. And then at one point, you're going to have a campaign on Facebook that works very well, that produces automated meeting, literally automated meeting, which means you wake up in the morning and you see your calendar, you got 1 or 2 meetings booked, depending upon your ad budget, obviously. And not only that, but you'll also see who the meeting is with, how much asset they have, when they want to retire, and what are the 2 top problems, right? Those are like some questions that we typically ask when we have people submit a pre-qualification form to speak with my advisor clients. So that's the process we follow, and you can do the same as well. So again, if you follow the process, Facebook becomes a long-term growth strategy that will take you to $100, $200, $300 million in the 5, 6, 7 years period. But start with LinkedIn, then invest some money in Facebook, and doing those 2 things, just those 2 social media, will take your practice to the next level. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, then send me a message here and let me see if I can help you or not. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Think about it, big picture strategy, LinkedIn and Facebook to grow your practice. Thank you.